Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here with my son, Zayon. Say hi. So today I'll be talking about how I was 15 years old when I had my son, Zayon. He's now currently 4 years old. And I am 19 years old. And when I was 14, I had gotten pregnant with him.
Yeah?
And here's a little story time about how that happened, how it went for me, and the challenges I faced. Because it wasn't easy, man. You know when they tell you it takes a village to raise a baby? That is very, very true. So, hold on, the lighting is a little weird. So, when I was 14 years old, I had met his father. I actually met his father in the neighborhood. And at that time, I was 14 and his father was 16 years old. So, we met and we became friends very, very quickly. And after being friends, we realized that we had some chemistry and that we should be cuffed. So me and him was cuffed, and we were like a ride or die couple, you know. Like every day he would walk me to school, and we went on dates and stuff like that. And after a while, we started having sex. And I remember I had an issue with birth control, that I did not take it every day.
It was birthday and you're going for a soup and...
I did not take it every day. Like, it was to the point where I would take it like once a week. So, we were using condoms and stuff. And then, like,
strawberry.
I think it's like a couple of months after knowing him. I met him when I was 13, so I knew him for like a year or so, a year and a half or so. So, one day, like, I remember it was just like, I didn't get my period. And I was waiting for it every single day. I usually get my period at the end of the month. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's irregular this month. So it was like 2 weeks and I still didn't get it. And I had a very, very, very good feeling that I was pregnant. Like, I knew I was pregnant. Like, nobody could tell me I wasn't pregnant. I didn't take a test. I automatically went to my baby father and I told him I didn't get my period. He's like, oh, maybe it's just late, or maybe it's all up in your head. Like, in my head? Why would it be in my head? Red flag, ladies. Red flag. Anyways, then we got a test and I peed on it. And we weren't together when I did it. And it came out that I was pregnant. Let me tell you this shit. I sat on the toilet for like 3 hours, just like trying to really, I don't know, like actually know that I'm pregnant. Like, I was just in denial. I'm like, no, this gotta be a mistake. Then it showed like 3 different tests said the same thing. I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, fuck. Like, yo, this is like, why is this happening to me? Like, yo, like this can't be true. Like, I was in denial. Anyways, I ended up telling my baby father first. And I told him and he was like, well, you did say that you weren't feeling well. and now you're pregnant. What are we gonna do, right? Go. And so he was like, do you want to keep it or do you not want to keep it? Like, what are we gonna do? I honestly knew I did not want to have abortion. That's the first thing I knew I wasn't gonna do. I told him straight up, I don't believe in abortions. I'm not doing that. Like, that's not an option for us. And so he was like, okay. I was like, okay, wow, you're pregnant now. Gonna be a daddy. So the next person I told was my mother, and this happened to be around my sister, because she was there at the time. So what I did was, one day we were sitting down and about to have dinner, and I was like, at that time I was like 12 weeks, 16 weeks pregnant, something around there. And we were just sitting around the table and I was just talking, and then I just came out of my mouth. It's like, I'm pregnant. Bro, my mom was like, what? I'm like, I'm pregnant. I'm 12 weeks. I'm 16 weeks. Like, I'm already 3 months. I'm pregnant. Yo. She had the worst reaction out of anybody that I ever told. She was like, oh, you're not having a baby in my house. You're gonna have to take you and your kid out my house because you're not living here. She was like, oh, I'm not raising another kid. I'm finished raising kids. What else did she say? She was like, oh, you gotta get a job and you support your own kid because I'm not paying for nothing. She said, I don't think you should have it right now. That's what she said, which meant she wanted me to have an abortion. And after I told her that, she told the whole family, and literally I had my sister, my other sister, my aunt, and I think my brother, like, all of them was trying to convince me to get an abortion. And they were just telling me stuff like, oh, it's a little blood clot, it's gonna pass really quickly, like, it's not gonna hurt, it's gonna be very quick and easy, you're not even in your second trimester, nobody's gonna know. Like, I'm still killing my child. Don't you think that I'm not gonna feel that and it's not gonna affect me? Like, they was just trying to tell me, oh, like, it's 1, 2, 3, and that's it. You're not pregnant no more. You don't gotta worry about responsibilities. You don't gotta worry about, oh, how you gonna buy Pampers, how you gonna buy formula, how you gonna buy a stroller, how you gonna buy a crib. You don't have to worry about that. You go to the clinic and they take the baby out of you and then you're good to go. I'm like, wow. I'm like, so you're not gonna support me? Are you serious? You're not gonna support my decision that I want to have my kid and I want to raise it? No, you're too young. You're too young. You don't have a job. You don't have no income. He's not gonna stay with you. It was just a lot of negativity. I remember, like, when I was like 5 months pregnant, my mom actually kicked me out and I had to stay with my baby father for a couple of days, and that did not work out. His mother did not like me. Like, she treated me like a fucking slave. Like, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to clean up after him, I have to clean up after myself. The rules didn't make any sense. Like, I couldn't live with them. I could not. She's very abusive. I don't even think she liked me, to be honest. But then I kind of like convinced my mom, like, oh, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna continue to go to school, and this is not gonna fuck me up. Like, this is just like something that I could have and do and have a baby and still continue my life. Like, this is not about to, oh, I'm about to stop going to school, I'm about to be fuck up in life. Like, I tried to convince her a little bit, and that's when she let me back home. And then I really didn't have a great relationship after a couple of months into the pregnancy with my baby father. Like, we were always arguing, we were always fighting, literally fighting, like tussling. Like, I remember one time when I was pregnant, I remember he choked me out. Like, it was to the point where I already knew I was pregnant, that when I had the baby, we weren't going to be a couple. It wasn't gonna be a couple. And that did kind of make me a little bit like think about getting an abortion, but at the same time, I thought to myself, like, if I'm killing his child, I'm killing my child, because we went half on the baby. You understand? So when I was pregnant, I went to school every single day, and let me tell you guys something. I was so nervous to go to school every single day, especially while my stomach was growing. So around the time, like 5 months, that's when it's really noticeable. And I used to wear like oversized hoodies, and that's when my classmates started to notice, and they used to ask me, are you pregnant? Meanwhile, I was in what grade? This was I was pregnant in 8th grade. In 8th grade. I was pregnant in middle school. Literally. And they was telling me, they was coming up to me and they was telling me, oh, like, asking me, are you pregnant? And I used to say, yes, I am. I am pregnant. And I remember one time I was going to school and some girl wanted to fight me. And I'm like, why would you want to fight a pregnant girl? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Like, I had a lot of issues in school, but I knew that I needed to focus on my schoolwork. I needed to graduate. So while I was pregnant in school, I literally passed all my classes with like A's and B's. Like, I literally focused. Before I had my kid, I barely went to school. Barely went to school. I was failing all my classes. So my child gave me the motivation I needed, right? Okay. So then, like, I would say like 7-8 months of being pregnant, me and the baby father, we kind of stopped talking. I had found out that he had another baby by another girl, right? And that just made me like, I don't know, affected our relationship, because he was saying that's not his baby. Meanwhile, their child looks exactly like him. So it's like, you're lying to me, but I'm looking at the evidence myself. You understand what I'm saying? So that's when I kind of knew, like, I'm gonna be a single mother. Like that's there's nothing I could do about that. It's and at the time, my baby father, he wasn't really in school. He wasn't really working on himself, and I was working on myself. So yeah, and then I graduated 8th grade. And let me tell you guys, I got invited to prom, and I bought a prom dress, and I bought heels, and I bought everything, and I paid to go to prom. And the day came, and I don't know, I just looked at myself, and I'm like, I really don't want to be in a room full of students graduating, and I'm over here pregnant with morning sickness, not feeling well. So I end up not going to prom. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed. Literally, like, that's why I didn't go to prom. Then when I graduated with honor roll in middle school. I was like, wow, never thought I could do that for myself. And so I walked across the stage, pregnant, at middle school graduation, and I got my diploma. And yes, that's when I realized, like, if I really wanted to do something, put my mind to it, I really will. So around my due date, I was supposed to give birth, and I actually did not give birth till 1 week after my due date. Like, I had to be induced, because I honestly think that my body wasn't ready to have kids, because it was my due date and I didn't have no contractions. Like, my son did not want to come out. Like, I wasn't dilated or anything. Like, he could have stayed there forever, because I just think that I wasn't a woman. I just got out of puberty. Understand? I just got my period. Like, when I was 8, I got my period. I got pregnant at 14. So I'm not really ready to give birth. So yeah, I had to have emergency C-section because my son did not want to come out. And I had him, and it was like, wow. It was the most beautiful moment of my whole life. It was like, wow. It was like, he's so beautiful. He's here. And yes, it was just an amazing moment. It's a bond that is truly, like, nothing could give you that feeling. Nothing could give you that feeling. And then I took him home, and then a couple of weeks later, I started high school, and then he went to daycare in my school. And after 3 years of being in high school, I graduated 1 year early. And here I am. I'm successful. And my son, he's just started pre-K. I'm 19, he's 4. And if you guys would like to know updates, know more about us, leave comments below, give us some suggestions. We would love to make more videos. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. Bye.